Now, with Mars and the square to Chiron, which is happening, and I'm putting this in a later date, but I'm making this on the 18th, and it's happening while Mars is going to be stationing direct, and it's going to go forward, and it's going to start really getting direct in square to Chiron, which is in April. But I'm talking about it now because, no, we've been going through this, and the people that have really good energy for us have been down already. I'm one of them. And it's been really, you don't know how hard it's been. I'm glad that Neptune is no longer directly opposing my Venus, but I have this Mars. I'm feeling the effect of it, and it is kind of squaring my Mercury Uranus conjunction, which is not easy on my mind, and it's my brightest part of me. If I could ever just fend for myself here about how creative I can be and how I'm ready to be creative. I'm learning a huge lesson about just living free. And well, I can't control these times that we're going through where it is going to take just some time, right? You can't force anything, and you can just waste a lot of resources, and you can waste a lot of time, and it's just your energy that's overloading because you don't know how to meditate or something. I don't know, but see, what I'm going through in my personal relationships or shits or whatever, I've been kind of led away from my life of meditation and peace. I've taken my chances, and you do that, and now it's kind of morphing into a major decision in my life, and I'm like, well, why is it coming up like this? Because I have an easy life here. I deserve to be here. I want what I have. And that's where I'm trying to turn this into a support system to help me get away or out or help me buy time to get out of this fog. And see, I'm super conscious, and I've been backed into a corner here, and I'm saying I'm humanity at the same time. And I say this can't possibly be an isolated incident, and it's not just an individual's problem. To actually, and I hate that I'm talking about this, by the way. That's why I'm going to put it near the Mars Chiron square, and I know for a fact that this is affecting us all, but particularly the people, the Aries people, or any cardinal, but the Aries people, because it's Mars. It's the side of the organism that has a lot of energy to give. It's really just raw, good energy. And we're being fucked with. And we're tired of it now. With the Chiron square being, oh no, yeah, it's a square. Um, the wounded warrior is having to slow down to the fact that Mars is in Cancer, and it's not going to go anywhere, but our ability to intuit really what is going on and what really is going to nurture us and what is really the solution that we need to and mainly it's to identify the problem. And like I said, how do we talk to the problem? Because it's being the problem. How do we solve the problem when it means to get rid of the problem, which is it? Now I say no, 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 no. If it's your human relationships, so called, you have to turn it human. You have to make sure. Well, if you can afford to, right? And when I say afford to, that's big. See, are you in a job site where the people are inhospitable as people there? I mean, it's like, God, all of this heads coming together, and it's really heads butting, and nobody gets together after work, and it's just fend for yourself and pay your bill and get lost in the system, and it never does work out, does it? Or does it? What did you end up doing as grown men and so-called grown women? I'm going to put this on April 3rd when Chiron and Mars are squaring. It's February 18th right now, and I need to make another video that just says I still need support through when that Mars is still in Cancer, and it's actually going to do this opposition to Pluto. By then, I want my full autonomy. I want my full decision making on. I want my full power. See, it doesn't make sense to me that I don't find support away from the support that doesn't really support who I am. Out of all of my life, I'm saying out of all of my lifespan, I'm going to fluctuate in body weight, but this one time when I was way down and I almost died, I really needed help, I began to beg for help. And that didn't start happening out of my whole lifespan until just 3 years ago. And I am 50 years old. Okay. It took a lot for me to finally figure out, well, you're not asking for assistance very well. It took a lot for me to not absolutely spiritually punish people who want a cherry on top of the authentic sound of suffering. Somebody who has been suffering quietly, but who has just had enough and who is now asking for help and now realizes that most people that are so called there will never be there because they're all telling you, well, put a cherry on top of that. You're suffering. It sounds a little bit like mean and angry. It's like, you know what? Come a little closer. Don't be shy. Some people wake up out of their suffering. Literally, if you try to wake them up out of their sleep, they wake up like this. And they'll get hit in the face if you're shaking them, saying, hey, wake up! So mind your own business in the right way. How do you fucking really treat people suffering? How do you really treat my suffering? It was taken advantage of. I'm a very good person. I have a good heart. I'm a human being. I have become enlightened, and you cannot take it away from me! Hi, please help me. No, not this. You're never going to take my spirit out. I need support away from what keeps my spirit so down and out that it feels like this. It feels like this kind of, see, I could pull out of it. I could pull out of it. I'm ready. I have been fighting against too much, and this thing is clamping down, and it's like, you know what? I need to talk to somebody else about this. And because of this Mars Chiron square, that I'm putting it on the third, but I'm feeling it now, and I'm beginning to realize it's like, oh God, and we're gonna go through it one more fucking stinking time, and it's no fun to look at how bad society is. You just want to get away from it. You want to stay alone. Maybe Shauna does need a good teammate in life. Maybe she's totally good and ready and open. Maybe it's like a perfect opportunity and she just has to pick herself up and go, wow, I see it now. I was just down. It was transitioning. People were just getting jealous. See, I'm given an opportunity, really. There could be a huge change, and I know I need to communicate, and I will try to communicate with this thing. This entity who is actually, it's holding up my dream in front of my face, but I'm here to tell you that my only dream right now can be, and I am speaking for humanity right now, man. It's true. We want real people in our lives. We want the people in our lives who align with us, our wavelength, whatever it is, to just have a conversation when we sit down at a table at a restaurant. We're like this and we're having the experience together. It isn't kind of like just like, oh, every once in a while we meet eyes and have a conversation about P. Diddy? All I can say is like, well, no, that story is a distraction. If you're talking about the mainstream media stories and stuff, that's just pure distraction. There's something else going on. It's basically my opportunity, my fresh and new offering to a possible teammate in life. But if I don't have a real conversation with this person, if I can't get a good vibe out of them, holy shit! Things have just gotten weird and changed up, and it's like, and particularly like how I'm trying to expose to you my life here right on fucking YouTube, which is like, I don't mind. I wish that out of 419 people, at least 15 people could hear me and say, oh, you just need this for a little bit amount of time because it's a fog you're going through, and you'll be able to make a decision, whatever it is that is best for you. See, I'm having to learn this lesson through this time where we're still going through this pressure cooker. Mars is going to oppose Pluto. That it's like, Shauna, you don't control any of this. You are meant for it. The universe is going to grant you what you deserve, whether you know it, like it, or not. And when I say deserve, babes, I deserve my good karma. I deserve my good payback. It's not having to do with you, who I haven't given attention to and done much for. Maybe I'm just sounding like a beggar, but no. Stand back a little bit and stop letting people throw themselves under the bus, and especially stop helping me throw myself under the bus. You people, I don't know, whatever. I love you, but there's very few that we will be actually dealing with in our lives. And what I'm requesting at this time, and I hope it's better for me in April, but I don't know, with that Mars square Chiron, I think it's going to be like the prelude to, oh my God. And see, when we look at this in April, when it squares Chiron, and then it starts to do another pressure cooking fucking final blast. Man, people have been fucking bullying me energetically and bossing me around, and it's just gonna be a hell flat no. And you owe me for the time that I have spent exposed to your low life inability to handle shit in a non-evolved way, which you come over social media and bring it to me. You're not even self-reflecting. Well, is this a conversation worth having uh, to this person? And who is this person? Really? That's why I just say, no, I'm not going to even speak to any of you people. And if I do, without you paying me $25, especially if you're a man, you're going to get all cussing. And I'm going to tell you how fucking worthless I feel you are automatically.